we're talking about Bitcoin, and we're talking about maybe the bullish prospects for Bitcoin. Perhaps none more bullish than this bet that was accepted over the weekend, offered up by former Coinbase CEO Balaji Srinivasan, big-time thinker in crypto and beyond. And he's saying that Bitcoin price will hit $1 million in the next 90 days. That's something like June 17th by my count. And he took this bet with two folks. So he has $2 million on the line to see if Bitcoin can hit $1 million in price in mere months. All right, a lot of people were talking about this over the weekend. Seemed a bit foolhardy, seemed a bit strange even, but Balaji has been right before and he may be right again. Famously, he kind of called COVID prior to it really hitting and shutting down the world. So these are certainly these big bets that Balaji is known to attach his personal brand to, and we're seeing a big bet with a big number attached to the Bitcoin price. Let's get Gigabrain on this one. Will, what do you make of this? What's the point of this?
Throw the Wendy.
Is this silly?
I'll take it.
What is going on?
It.
Wendy, what's happening?
First off, put some respect on John McAfee's name, all right, guys? Put some respect on his name because he was one of the original people out there. First off, John McAfee, RIP, he walked that walk of living in a true decentralized economy. And if you guys don't know who he is, go research him. I'm not going to say what bet that he placed, but he placed a similar bet that Bitcoin was going to hit $1 million per Bitcoin. It didn't end up coming to fruition. But.
Oh, what were the terms? Wait. What were the terms of that bet? Wait, what? What do you do with that?
This is a PG show.
It's a family show.
This is a family show.
Okay.
So basically, he said he was going to eat a lot of hot dogs if Bitcoin didn't hit $1 million by, I think it was 2020. I don't remember. But anyways, I think that this is an outlandish prediction. I'm not seeing it happen. And one of the tweets that I made about this is we have the United States banking system collapsing. Most people have no idea the banking system is collapsing. I walked into a Chase Bank to open up another account. The teller asked her boss, why are so many people taking cash out? The fact that we had somebody work at a bank that had no idea what was happening in the banking system tells you all you need to know. On top of it, most Americans don't know how to use Bitcoin. And then we have all of this predatory regulation attacking exchanges. That is the initial on and off ramp for Bitcoin. So I'm just not seeing fundamentally how this could hit $1 million. But again, if it does, I will be very, very happy. A lot of my problems in life will disappear. Zach, go ahead.
I mean, it certainly cements, and I saw these tweets out there like, oh, this is $1 million to cement Balaji as the main character over the next 3 months. And I think people will be watching this pretty closely, right? It's a very ballsy move, to say the least, and with a hat tip to Mr. McAfee. That one, I think, is, it's really fascinating to see if this is going to come to pass, right? We've seen these bullish calls before. I think Cathie Wood has attached some really big numbers to what Bitcoin's price will be. This one, obviously, given the short duration, we're talking June here, is going to be really fascinating to see unfold. And I guess if it does indeed hit $1 million per coin, there are likely to be significant other problems in the financial system and beyond if ultimately this is sort of a flight to safety type bet. So anyway, I don't know. Seems silly. Seems like it might not hit. It could. It could be a chance. Could happen. I don't know. Will, what are you thinking? What are you taking? What side of the bet you taking on this?
I think Wendy's life would get a lot more troublesome if Bitcoin went to $1 million. Like, I think a lot of things in the U.S. would fall apart if we saw a flight to Bitcoin that quick and that fast. There's a lot of things that are going to go wrong if that occurs. Like, the entire banking system would have to collapse. A lot of people would be rushing the doors of Bitcoin trying to get more sats. There'd be a bunch of ranch attacks. It would not be a fun time at all. So I think I agree with what you said, Zach, and what a lot of people have been saying on Twitter. Like, this is the most expensive Twitter ad ever purchased. He's definitely getting a lot of traction out there. It's time for Balaji to be in the spotlight again. And for good reason, right? There's a lot of things happening in the banking sector right now. That being said, some of his other tweets about it have been fairly misleading. So I don't know if I'm really going to jump on the bandwagon here. I do hope Bitcoin goes to $1 million, but I hope it's in an orderly fashion where everyone can onboard to Bitcoin in a safe way and not everyone's going to get completely rugged by USD.
Will, you're talking about the crypto industry, the Bitcoin industry happening in an orderly fashion where things are calm, cool, and collective, and there's no volatility, there's no drama, there's no issues. I mean,
know, a lot to ask.
Isn't this why we Bitcoin is because we've got some sort of we're not right up here? I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just too much fun happening in this industry.
I mean, Balaji himself. I like this whole conversation. Go ahead, Zach.
No, I mean, he says it's sort of like, you mentioned it's the biggest Twitter ad of all time. I mean, Balaji himself is saying, hey, this is sort of an educational effort, right? You got to get to Bitcoin, folks. Like, this should catch your attention. And therefore, maybe if it induces more people to at least consider this thing, then maybe it's mission accomplished. Maybe it's $1 million or $2 million well spent. I will throw in a quick note. I mean, I think the terms of the bet are to be paid in USDC. Let's hope that USDC is around for this to settle. I mean, should that fall under future scrutiny?
I'm not FUD, Zach.
I'm not trying to FUD USDC, but regulatory capture is now real, as we saw with Signature Bank. So something, just putting that in there in this story.
Wow.
Will, last thoughts to you though.
Just saying, USDC FUD was last week, man. You gotta leave it there. But no, I agree with you. Signature news, we didn't really talk about that, right? Where the Signature assets were sold off, and they did not include crypto in the final ballot there. So that throws a little more spice in the water on what's going on with the U.S. government coming against Bitcoin. Balaji is really funding the banking sector. There's definitely something going on here. Not a bad time to buy Bitcoin. And I think the whole point of Bitcoin is we have an alternative financial system. You can offboard even a small percentage of your assets into Bitcoin and call it a day. And then maybe you have a little upside there. Might go down, might go up. Who knows? Not financial advice, right, Wendy?